Anthony Iorio is the Executive Director of the Bitcoin Alliance of Canada and a familiar face on Let's Talk Bitcoin. Anthony, how are things?
Things are excellent, Adam. Thanks for having me back again.
So listeners know that I love a good conference. We've been hooked at Let's Talk Bitcoin here since the San Jose event. Anthony, I know you're putting on a kind of big event coming up in Canada this spring, and we're hoping to be heavily involved. This is a bit of a ways out. Can you kind of share your vision and why you're starting to talk about it so early?
Our initial plan was to have it in October of this year. And when we were starting to plan it, we only had about 2-3 months to get it going. We wanted to do it before the snow came in and before it got too cold. So we figured it had to be done in a time that wasn't the winter because we think we'll have a lot of driving traffic here. After we figured we couldn't do it in October just because of the time restraints, we decided to do it in spring and set it up early, get the date booked, get the venue booked, start getting some key speakers here, and the rest will come in time, but it gives us so much time to plan everything and bring it all together.
So you have dates set. What are the dates right now?
The dates are April 11th, 12th, and 13th. So we're planning on like a Friday evening, all day Saturday, and Sunday.
This is going to be interesting. This is literally within days or weeks. I'm not exactly sure what the date is of the start of Let's Talk Bitcoin. This will almost be exactly to our 1-year anniversary of doing this show, so that'll be interesting too. What is it that you're trying to accomplish with this? Because, different conferences go after different target audiences, different niches, different angles. I know that You're planning kind of a larger event. We've seen a lot of one-day events. Yours is a 2-day, right?
It'll be 2, plus we'll do like a gala dinner, I think, on the night before, on the Friday, as an opening thing with the keynote. So we'll do the Friday evening and then the 2 days on leadership and growing Bitcoin communities. So we're hoping to gather together a whole core of international Bitcoin leaders from around the world. And that's the major theme. The theme is facilitating the growth of Bitcoin communities worldwide and doing that of local, national, and international, and working together, sharing resources, getting best practices and passing those along, working together. And we're seeing all these groups that are forming right now. We've got Google groups for leadership. We've got, there's a Skype group that's forming right now. So there's all these different ones, and it's going to try to bring everything together here. Let's come up with a resource or a place that we can all just contribute to and let the ideas flow and take ideas and adapt them from country to country. And just basically, like that's always been my goal, is to have a blueprint with the Alliance, have something we can pass along, because we've gone through a lot so far. We started this process in April. It's been a long process, but we've learned a lot from it. And people seem to be receptive to the way that we're approaching it. They're taking it, they're running with it, and they're adopting it. And then we want to be here just to help facilitate the speed of these organizations. That's what the main focus of this expo is to get international leaders together and formulate plans to develop these communities. The second one is to see and focus on how Bitcoin is going to benefit the world, charities, how it's going to be affecting Africa. That's the secondary focus. Those are the two things that we're going to be stressing. So each conference does have a theme. Those are the two that we'll be focusing on.
What types of speakers, what types of talks, what types of events? Is this mostly going to be a panel event where there's like lots of people sitting up there and answering questions, or is it going to be more prepared talks, a mix?
The actual talks and how we're going to do it hasn't been decided yet. So the first thing was to get a good core of, say, like 20 speakers. That will be the base of the conference. We've already got a good core from Toronto and from the US. We're now focusing internationally. Now we just got a few more leaders from some of the countries in Europe that are coming over. But the actual talks and forums, we're going to decide that in the upcoming months. What we've done right now is we've launched the website. We've got a great core of speakers. Then I believe the sponsorship and everything will follow. And we're going to start selling tickets and getting the talks and everything straightened out in the new year, so starting in January.
How many people are you expecting to attend this event?
I think we're maxing out at about 700-800 right now. There can be up to 4 theater rooms. There are 2 large rooms. One holds 500 and one holds about 350. And those can be split in half as well to give us 4 if we want. And then there's a large expo center, which has enough space for, I think, between 20 and 40 exhibitors. And that'll be the space that we use the night before for the dinner. And that'll be like the main gathering space. So yeah, similar to what was going on in San Jose at the beginning of the year. We're hoping to get more of an international flavor, though. That is the focus, is to get people from all over. We're also offering some scholarships. So there will be some applications where we will be providing flight and tickets and things like that to people in either underdeveloped countries, or they've got a story to tell and we'd like to get them over here. There will be a contest for that. Call for abstracts will be going out early next year. We've got the committees that are forming right now, and the program and everything else will be coming in the next couple months.
Well, then we'll look forward to hearing more about that as it kind of matures and develops a little bit more. Thanks for letting us know that's coming. So before this interview, you mentioned that one of the things that you want to talk about is called KryptoKit.
Sure.
I have no idea what KryptoKit is. Can you give me an overview of what that is?
Certainly. The concept stems back a few months. We had a site that had a really secure secret URL system, and it was proven, it was tried, it's tested. We had 4,000 users on our site over the months that we had it. And secret URL systems are a frictionless way to get into your account. You go to a site, you get your secret URL, so it's an individual secret URL, and that's your account. That's how you get back to either a wallet system, or if you're on a gambling site, that's how you get back to your account.
What's an example of a service that somebody might have used if they're using like online
Sure.
web wallets to do things this way?
InstaWallet would have been a perfect example
Okay.
at the time. Now, the problem that they had, and I'm not sure if your listeners know, InstaWallet was an instant wallet service that enabled you to go to their site and be instantly given basically a new wallet. So you go there, you're given a secret URL, and you're given a deposit address. They had a couple issues, though. Firstly, that their URLs were getting spidered by Google. That's a big problem when you're having passwords basically being given out on the internet. The second is that they were holding on to customer funds, and that was a big problem because when they eventually got hacked, which they did, they lost a lot of accounts. I think they had upwards of over 1 million accounts on there. They shut down, and there's really been a void on an instant wallet service. I used them frequently back then. We had always wanted to I'd always had it in my head I wanted to develop a new instant wallet service. And since we had developed a secret URL system, we began working on a project called Rush Wallet. Rush Wallet was very similar to InstaWallet. It had a secret URL system. We knew what to do so it wouldn't get spidered with Google. And the key thing is that we weren't holding on to any customers' funds. So everything was going through blockchain.info's API. There were no stored funds on our end. Everything was client-side, so nothing got sent to any servers. We had no access to passwords. We were never given the passwords, and we don't want to hold on to people's passwords or funds. So we took Rush Wallet to a beta a few months ago, and it was well received. And then something happened with the blockchain API, and we kind of shelved the project for a bit. Then about last week, my business partner came to me and said he'd been working on something. And what he showed me was an extension for Chrome that was incorporating blockchain.info credentials and allowing you to put in your username and password, and you now had a browser-based wallet just from an extension. So you would click on the extension in Chrome, it pops open your wallet, and it pulls out any Bitcoin address that's on the site and puts it in a bulleted list right in the wallet, which makes it the easiest, frictionless system to make Bitcoin payments. So what you do is you can go to any Bitcoin site with an address. It pops up every single one on the site. You bullet the one that you want to make a payment to. You put the amount you want. You press enter. You've now sent a payment to that address. It no longer requires you having to go back and forth from websites or going to blockchain.info and logging in and then putting the address in, copying, pasting, going back to another window. It keeps the wallet on the side of your screen, and it shows the main website that you want to make a payment to. You pop it open, make a payment, you close it, and you're done. It's really simple. So we then incorporated our back end of Rush Wallet that we still had, put it into this extension so we don't even need to rely on blockchain information. So it's not your blockchain account you're setting up. Pretty much you install the extension, you open it up, you move your mouse around, and it randomly generates a private public key pair. From there, you've got a wallet in about 5 seconds. So it's the easiest system to actually go get a brand new wallet.
Now that you've described it, I actually did use this. It just wasn't called this at the time. I think it was just called Rush Wallet plugin at the time or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. We just branded.
So this is a really easy way to use Bitcoin wallets. And, I am someone who does not ever use web wallets because every time I hear about somebody losing money or getting hacked or something like that, it's always from these web services. And so I've started describing them as like piñatas because the more value that's in them, the bigger the prize is for breaking them open so that they get broken open. Does this actually fix that? You said that it stores the keys locally. Sure. So why is this something that isn't being done by someone like Blockchain, or why didn't my wallet do this or InstaWallet?
I've shown the guys at Blockchain, and they really, really think that we're onto something. So it's gone, and I've shown it to Roger, I've shown it to Nick. They loved it. When I was in New York City, I went to the conference there, the Inside Bitcoins, and they had the guy from the Web Standards. Was it W3 Web Standards? Was there?
Manu Sporny.
That's right. His main point was that you need to get this into the browsers. Once you can get this into the browsers, it can get the mass adoption and acceptance, because then it makes it extremely simple for people to make payments. So that's always been in the back of my head. Just coincidentally, my partner started working on that and brought it to me just a few days ago. We're ready to launch this in beta mode. It's, in my opinion, the easiest, simplest way to get a web address and web wallet. It's the most secure in that we don't store any passwords. It never gets sent to any server. We're not holding on to anybody's funds. You instantly make deposits. You pop up a QR code in your little wallet. You can first off fund it from any other wallet, and now you've got Bitcoins in your extension. It stores your credentials. You can put a password on it if you like. I'm all about frictionless services and making things easy for customers to use. That's the whole step. And I think logins and passwords are a pain in the butt. And if you can avoid them, to do that. So this can store it right into your extension. And you're making payments in 2 seconds. And that it actually drags and pulls up any Bitcoin address that's on that page and puts it into a very simple, easy list for you to select a payment of, has huge implications. We can now tie in any digital media and descriptions of that media that's on that page and pull it up right into your wallet in a list of products that you might want to purchase and start buying. This could not just change Bitcoin purchases, but could actually change the way that shopping gets done online.
Okay, so I think that you're definitely onto something. I totally buy all of these arguments. The natural counter to this is, of course, what happens if your browser is compromised?
If your browser is compromised, it would almost be a keylogger. That would be the way that it could be compromised. So any other web service that you go to or web wallet, it would be dealing with the same issues. Okay. So this extension, again, that it sits on your client side and that no information does get sent anywhere, is pretty secure.
When you send a payment through this,
yep.
Does it, I mean, like, do you have to enter a password, or is it literally anyone sitting at your computer can pop this up? You know, I mean, I understand that someone would have to hack in with a keylogger. I'm asking, can you encrypt these wallets? Because you weren't able to when I was testing it out, and it seems like that would be an important layer. There
is a password. So when you actually set up your first account, the password's not set. One of these settings is to enable a password. Like for me, I'm the only one on my computer. It's in my house. I don't want to have a password on it. Again, frictionless thing. I like just being able to open it, go make a payment. If I want the option to, I can set a password, and now every payment that goes out would require a password to do it. As well as also, if anyone tried to reset the account, it would require that password that's there, or you wouldn't be able to reset the account. Now, the other interesting thing is that we also implemented a brain wallet system there. So when you go into the extension and you set up a new account, it gives you the option to put in a brain wallet. So you can use a phrase there. That can be your account. You can then take that phrase anywhere else, install the extension, and put your brain wallet in. Now you have access to your funds too.
Very interesting. Are there any, I mean, like, it seems like any vulnerability that impacts this would also impact any other wallet that's installed on your computer, because a keylogger would grab anything, because it's just essentially grabbing your password and then being able to compromise that. Are there any weaknesses to this besides that like it has more in common with a web wallet?
Well, you can get rid of that keylogger issue, because we also are implementing a keyboard pop-up where you can then use your mouse to click on the key. So that would actually negate the keylogger aspect of that. So that's what blockchain does, for example, for their secondary password on your account, is they'll pull up a keyboard, and you have the choice to use your mouse to select and put your password in through a visual keyboard on the screen. So that even gets rid of the keyboard aspects of things. So what we've done is we've created the easiest, simple to use wallet to set up, easiest, simple wallet to make payments, all client side, so no information gets sent. We don't store anybody's passwords. All put into this package we call KryptoKit. And the reason we call it a kit is because not just are we a wallet, we've now implemented the simplest, easiest to use GPG encryption messaging and communication system built right into the wallet. Once we've got the payment system and the wallet, now we got communications. And getting that GPG encryption key now opens the doors for so many other things. We can now use encrypted conversations, chats, video. We can incorporate Gribble. We can incorporate any open source software, like there's one called Mailvelope that allows you to do GPG encrypted using your Gmail, Outlook. So we actually have a system that is securely NSA proof in terms of messaging right now. We will then be incorporating something similar to KryptoKit right built into the wallet as well, or into the kit. We will then be a source of identity. You could actually have proven identity on our system. You'll have a payment system, and you'll have communications all built into one. And when you have those three things together, you've got a very powerful toolkit, which can then implement into a social network. So we've got friends list now, where you send me your GPG key, it goes into my friends list inside the kit, and I select your name, I send you an encrypted message, you get a little notification in your extension where you get a sound, and you get a little one that pops up and says, you've got a new message. And you open that up, it's encrypted all the way till it gets to you, and then on your client side, you've got your keys to unlock it and view it. So it really is a powerful kit. We're really excited about it, and we think it really could be a revolutionary thing for Bitcoin.
It sounds like a very impressive package that you're putting together. So again, like the last time, when you showed me the prototype, it was a prototype. So where are you actually in the development cycle of something like this?
Okay, so the messaging system, the GPG key system, which will be the key for all the other encrypted services, is in place. We can now send secure communications to anybody else using GPG in two ways. You can copy and paste a GPG message and put it into an email, or we send it right through our system. If you were to provide me with a GPG public key, I import that key into my kit. You just imported Adam's key. It puts you in a list. Whenever I want to send you a message, I would click your name, type it in, hit send. You get a notification on your end, on your browser extension, a little one that pops up and a sound. You can then view that message on your end. That's where we are. We're starting to implement the chat. We're starting to implement the mail system, email encryption. We're planning to get this out in beta very soon. It's actually ready to go to beta. We're going to be looking for a closed beta and try to get some people to audit the code for us. We want to get some good backing of people in the community to say and give their seal of approval on what we've done. We're very confident in it. My partner is, I'll say it, he is a genius. He works in ways that, in a speed that I've never seen anybody do. And we've also been told we've been able to do 2/3 of what Dark Wallet is trying to do right now, and we've done it in a few days. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if you're aware, there's meetings in Milan going on now to decide how Dark Wallet's going to proceed. We've actually done a big chunk of what they're trying to do already. I've reached out to them, and I'm hoping to get some communication lines open with them and see where they're thinking with this. The only thing we haven't done right now is the mixing service. We haven't even looked at it yet, but I don't see it as really being something that we can implement down the road.
That's fascinating, Anthony. Every time we talk, you've got so many projects going on, and you seem to be implementing on them pretty well. That sounds fantastic. And again, the project that you're working on, is there going to be a company backing it? Is it just going to be an open source project that you work on and then release into the wild for projects like Dark Wallet to continue? Or
Sure.
What's the game plan?
The game plan is this. With extensions, they are open source, so anybody can view the whole code of an extension. Our goal is to, we're going to push a video out explaining the features on it and how it works, and then a call for a closed beta. So that's our first step. The second step is to get our product branded and supported by people in the community that can stand behind the system and believe in it. So I'm putting my name behind this. I've spoken to a few other people that really like it. I may approach them to get their name behind it to say that, listen, this is a secure system. We really believe in this, because that's what's lacking with a lot of businesses in Bitcoin. It's the professionalism. And we want to get a professional marketing company and branding company working on this right away. We want to come out and do things properly. I'm really all about user experience. I'm really all about customer support. And I think it's crucial to have companies that are doing this in this space, because every time we see someone get hacked or a situation where customer support is lacking, it really is a negative aspect on the community. And I'm all for community building and seeing what we can do and how Bitcoin is going to help things. So it's important for me to do this properly, professionally, and with backing of people that believe in our product, that are respected in the community. And we think that we can then give and offer an amazing system to Bitcoin users that's going to help speed up the adoption rate of Bitcoin, because it's what's easier than just having it right in your browser and making your payments without flipping back and forth from any other wallet system.
Right. I mean, these usability issues certainly are coming to the forefront as the price goes up. I mean, it all becomes just so much more prescient. Anthony, we've gone over our allocated time. I do want to ask you one quick question, because we've reached out to the Bitcoin Foundation for a comment on Coin Validate proposal, which is essentially a whitelist proposal of approved addresses, identity verified transactions. Does the Bitcoin Alliance of Canada have any sort of comment you're able to make on that issue at this time?
We're having a board meeting tomorrow night. On the table is our policies. That's what we're going to be discussing, because we think it's very important to come up with clear policies from the start. The Alliance is launching to the public on November 30th, so our membership structure and our nation builder community building platform will be launched on the 30th. And we think it's really important to come up with our policies right at the beginning, where they're very clear cut, and they'll be everything that we reference back to. So that's going to be some heated discussion on that tomorrow. We will be talking about the coin validation and the lists, the blacklist and whitelisting. I can't give you any comments of what the group will decide after, but I think what we will be able to provide is our policies and make them clear for our membership and clear for people that this is where we stand and this is how we will be moving our organization forward.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Anthony. I can look forward to your continued work. And again, at the pace that you're going, I imagine we'll be talking again sooner than I can think. So,
Great chatting with you, Adam. Thank you.
Is the Bitcoin price in a bubble? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Bitcoin video passes are on sale. Normally $75 for those paying in US funds. Visit bitcoinvideopass.com and spend only 0.1 to 0.2 Bitcoins, 0.12 Bitcoins at the time this was recorded, to access all the talks and panels from the October cryptocurrency conference. See how easy buying with Bitcoin can be and experience instant access as soon as you've paid without even reloading the page. Check it out at bitcoinvideopass.com.